Hi, welcome to episode 13 of my stock photography journey, trying to make some cash with stock photography. I'm Aunt Angel, ZGALA, and I don't know if you could tell by that sad face that I made there for a sec. Hasn't been going that well, but I'm gonna cover the good, the bad, the ugly in reverse order. Hopefully, save you a little time and frustration with some tips, some ideas, provide some enthusiasm. I'm going to try to keep up the enthusiasm because ultimately I embarked on this challenge to myself to do at least 3 months of part-time work, trying to see what I could see with stock photography. Not only to try to make some money, which would be nice because I could use some, but also because I've loved photography as long as I can remember, since I discovered it, really, since before digital photography was a thing, if you can imagine, there was such a time. And so, yeah, I was just looking for an excuse to justify the time that I was spending on photography. And in that regard, it has worked quite well. Still working. Let's go through the reverse order. The ugly, the bad, and then the good. Last but not least, the ugly. The industry. I think I've mentioned this before, but I got to mention it again. It does not look promising out there. It seems like there's more and more competition, including with AI and better and better equipment. It feels like the bar is just pulling away from me faster than I can even think about getting to it. The amount of money that some people have to invest in equipment and the level of skill that many people have developed that are already now, why those people are in the stock photography industry, I'm not sure, because it seems like it's hard to make money, but clearly some people are still making money. I think again, this is in the ugly section. I think it's going to take me quite a while to develop the skills and get the equipment that I need. Although I think that either one or the other would bump me up several notches, but both of those factors are holding me back. That's what I would say about that. And it just seems like there's more and more competition ever increasingly. That said, we just don't know what the industry's ever doing, and I think there's always hope. I think when I look at what's going on now, I think had I stuck with it 3 to 5 years ago when I was first interested, I probably would be making some money by now. So there's that. The bad. I'm looking at my notes here. I've pretty much just given up on Adobe stock and alchemy for right now. I don't know if that's bad exactly, but it's been a little frustrating. I spent a lot of time trying on those platforms, and I just feel like I'm not getting anywhere. So I'm going to set that down for now, may pick it up later. Perhaps the industry will change a little, or those platforms will change, or my skill level will get up enough where I feel like it's worth giving it another try. I finally got Adobe Illustrator, but I haven't made much progress on that. It's been time consuming, and honestly, I've been playing with other things with that time. I have still been enjoying learning from a lot of other YouTubers. Oh, wait, let me finish up the bad. That goes in the good section. The bad, yeah, there's so many programs, including all the Adobe programs, and I can just see that there's a lot of time can get eaten up on that. And so I'm trying to focus back on skills and really on concepts and ideas. And that's probably one of the biggest bad marks lately is that the ideas that are, the concepts that are most popular and that are called for on the platforms and that I think are the most exciting and the most likely to sell seem to me to all involve people and require model release forms. And for some reason, I still have a big mental block about that. I am intending to do a model release form for myself and a property release form for some of my own artwork and property and play with some ideas, with a tripod. But I have, for some reason, the idea of asking people to sign a bunch of things when I'm taking pictures for stock photography, I can't quite wrap my mind around it, even though I've listened to other people talk about it. So I have submitted, let's get into the good. We'll get to the good stuff. I have 171 approved photos in my Shutterstock portfolio and 109 pending metadata and tagging that I could probably get, at least half of approved, if not more. Some of those are on the lesser end of, as I've been uploading things, sometimes things are either repeats or strike me as not quite up to par just in their composition, even if they would pass. So, but there's probably another 50 or so of that 109 that I've uploaded that I can get into my portfolio, which would put me a little over 200, which is way, way, way less than I hoped to have, but is something. And I'm continuing to build and continuing to learn, and it's looking like a portfolio. I haven't spent a lot of time organizing into folders, and I think that's probably an important thing to do to actually sell things. I haven't made my own website and portfolio yet. I've been really struggling financially, so that's taking a lot of my time and energy. But I have a nice collection of texture photographs that I've had fun taking. That's an idea that I've long wanted to do, of like close-up of wood and stones, and I think that I will at least have fun doing those, and that those could sell over time if I can get some traffic to my portfolio, maybe even just on my own or in some other venue, not so much in the stock photography arena. Also on the good side, my own photography for marketing is continuing to improve. It's in little tiny notches, but I can see the effects of that, and I'm thinking this whole process has affected my thoughts about better quality and having me take just at least a little more time to think things through and try to set up shots a little more deliberately, and looking for more shots with people in them in a different way. I don't feel like I've been super successful with that. Hence all the ums I'm noticing, hearing it in my own ears. And that tells me that I'm feeling a little hesitant, or pretty hesitant. In any case, I haven't given up, and I will continue to improve. I'm confident of that. My new camera has been exciting, and I'm still using it mostly on auto mode. It's an SL3, an older, cheaper DSLR. Anyway, I have looked at the possibility of renting some equipment at some point. If I was going to see clients, I think I would do that. I think that I'm the most interested in doing art prints and cards and things like that, other kinds of merch, and improving my skills for my own videos and marketing stuff. I have a blog as well, so it's fun to have better pictures for that. Those are all on the good side. I'm looking down at my notes again. It has been fun. I am enjoying sort of a solidification of my sense of an identity as a photographer, which is something I've had a lot of waves of and was a part of my life earlier on and has sort of fallen away, it felt like, for a while. So it feels good to bring that back, as long as I don't allow myself to be discouraged about, you know, my skill level having so much room for improvement. That's all right. It's all good. Yeah, I think that's close to all. I think I mentioned, yeah, that I plan on thinking more about model releases, making one for myself, and I have a few other ideas. I do have one friend who's interested in doing some modeling, and we've talked a little about doing a series, and I'm confident that he would sign a model release form, and probably once I practice a little bit, I'll get more comfortable with it. But with regards to just taking pictures of people I don't know out in public, I just can't quite wrap my mind around how that would work. I have a hard time not feeling rude as it is. If it's like I'm a little torn still between asking people, hey, do you mind if I take your picture? Which I do fairly often, and people are almost always very happy to have their picture taken. Not always, but usually, more often than not. And often will pose, which is part of why I don't like to ask, because I really like to get those candid shots and just take pictures of people. But it feels a little weird to me to take pictures of people I don't know without their permission, knowing that it'd be one thing if I was just taking pictures. That's in and of itself a little awkward, but knowing that I'm going to try to sell them publicly adds an extra layer of ethical, moral quandary for me, I think. So I will continue to mull that over. For some reason, the editorial shift doesn't create as much of that. There's something about that framework of capturing news. And I'm still trying to be very respectful of people, of course, and not offend people, and do my best not to catch people in uncompromising positions or things that unflattering poses, things I think they wouldn't like. And yeah, doing my best not to make people feel uncomfortable. Often I've taken several shots of people with their dogs, but from behind, so they can't see me taking it. And then also I'm not showing their face. And like there was a couple people training their dogs at the park the other day. I took some editorial shots of that. I'm still just listing those as editorial. And I'm not exactly sure about the saleability of any of that, but I will continue to play with that. So there you have it. The good, the bad, the ugly in reverse order. The ugly, the bad, the good, the not so sure, the self-doubts and all the things. And let me end with some enthusiasm. I want to reiterate that I am having fun, that I really enjoy the aspects of solidifying my identity as a photographer. Something I've always liked to think of myself as. I like the idea of getting better and better and being able to sell some art prints and cards and maybe t-shirt ideas, and melding my skills that I'm developing with stock photography with illustrative skills and some of my other skills. And I'm a multi-medium artist, so I love having lots of skills in my toolbox, and that feels good. I am looking forward to building a portfolio, and I think if you are an aspiring photographist, I was gonna say, that's not right, photographer. If you are an aspiring professional photographer or aspiring to get into the stock photography market, then I would say don't give up. There's still a lot of room, even though I made it out like it's a saturated market. That's something that people always say and is pretty much never true until it's true. And we just don't know. We don't know what the future holds. There's a lot of unknown. And I do think that you're going to learn a lot and develop a lot of skills. And there are some people making good money at it still. I just don't see it in the cards for me yet. I forgot to mention Pond 5 And I have uploaded a couple more clips, removed the audio on Flixier, and uploaded those. That's going relatively smoothly. I still need to do some meta tagging and yeah, naming, all that, descripting. I have a little collection going right now that I'm waiting to have a chunk of time, and I'm gonna upload those, do that, and then I'll spend some hours on tagging on both Shutterstock and Pond 5. That's where I'm at. Let me know if you got any questions. Let me know if you have any other tips, or rather put those in the comments for anyone else that might stop by, because I know we're all in this together trying to help each other out. And I will remind you that I do really love that there's a really supportive community of photographers, videographers, editors, all sorts of creative people here on YouTube that share freely and encourage each other. And it's really great to be a part of this growing community. So thank you for stopping by. Thank you for being you. Make sure you give me a thumbs up and subscribe if you haven't already. Leave me a comment if you got one. Stay curious, stay courageous, stay fit, stay free. Ciao for now.